Yeah, it was a shock for us. I mean, when I heard yesterday, it couldn't sink in. I think it can't be. I only had a text off him the day before. It just seemed unreal, because it's too much.
Ozzy Osbourne's sudden death shocked the world. Then, Tony Iommi has finally broken his silence, and what he says has left fans in disbelief. According to Iommi, there was something different about Ozzy that night, something he couldn't quite explain until it was too late. What did he see? And was this goodbye already written in Ozzy's eyes? The truth behind their final moments will leave you speechless. Let's keep it real. This ain't just the end of another rock star story. This was Ozzy, the guy who was heavy metal. And just when folks thought he was on the comeback trail, dropping rumors about one last album, boom, gone, peacefully in his sleep. But the silence he left behind? Deafening. July 22nd, 2025. It hit like thunder. Ozzy Osbourne, 76 years old, dead. Fans worldwide woke up like, nah, this can't be real. But it was. The Prince of Darkness had taken his final bow. Now here's the thing. He had just performed. 3 weeks before, July 5th, Villa Park, Birmingham, home turf. This wasn't just a show, it was the show. Back to the beginning, they called it. Black Sabbath back where it all started. And Ozzy, sitting on a custom leather throne, body worn down from Parkinson's and surgery after surgery. But that voice still had that bite. Still Ozzy. He didn't come to be pitied. He came to own that stage one last time. Over 45,000 people in the stadium. Nearly 6 million more watching live around the world. Metalheads, lifers, first-timers, all there for him, for them, Sabbath, one last time. And Ozzy gave them everything. He sang like it was all he had left. Every word felt final, every pause felt heavy. And yet, nobody saw it coming. Even his own team said he was doing better, planning to record again, another track, another chapter. But then came the quiet, a private dinner with the band, some laughter, some memories. Then the next day, silence. Ozzy passed in his sleep, peaceful, at home, with Sharon and the kids right there, and just like that, he was gone. But it didn't feel finished, not really. Not until Tony Iommi stepped up, because if anyone knew Ozzy, knew him, it was Tony. Brothers in sound, in madness, in history. And when Tony spoke, man, it hit different. July 23rd. Tony Iommi finally breaks the silence. In an interview that shook fans to the core, he said it straight. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Not just grief, not just loss, but something deeper. He talked about the look in Ozzy's eyes during that final show. Said there was something in him. A kind of peace, maybe. Or maybe resignation. Like Ozzy knew. Like he'd already said his goodbye, quietly, without telling anybody. And that's when Tony said the thing that crushed everybody listening. Ozzy had told them, not in words but in energy that night. He knew. And all Tony could do now was carry that memory forward. The crowd, the music, the tears. It was all for real. But the part that tore hearts wide open, that was when Tony said, there'll never be another like him. And he wasn't talking about the shows or the headlines or even the fame. He was talking about Ozzy the man, the friend, the brother, the one who battled demons and still showed up over and over. And that final performance, that wasn't just nostalgia. It was sacrifice. Ozzy was in pain, could barely walk, but he said it himself. He'd rather die singing in Birmingham than rot away in a hospital bed. That's what he told them, and he meant every damn word. That night wasn't just history. It was holy, a full circle moment. Sabbath reunited, metal gods on the stage. No fireworks, no gimmicks, just music, just truth. Ozzy raising his hand, tears in his eyes. Tony beside him, silent but steady. Bill and Geezer locked in. A whole city, hell, a whole planet watching. When Paranoid ended, it wasn't just the last song, it was the last page. And after he was gone, the world showed up. Candles outside his childhood home. Metallica, Coldplay, Elton John, all sharing stories and grief. Fans blasting Sabbath through speakers from Birmingham to Tokyo. Ozzy was more than metal. He was music, and every corner of the world felt it. But before he was Ozzy, before the bats and the madness and the stages, he was just a kid named John from Aston. And Tony? He was that quiet boy just a few streets away. They met in school, Birchfield Road, nothing flashy. Just two kids trying to survive the grind of working-class life in a steel town. Ozzy was wild, loud, couldn't read much but had jokes for days. Tony, focused, reserved, watched more than he spoke. They weren't best friends right away, but they felt the same pull, music, a way out, a way up. And that bond, it carried them through everything, the fame, the chaos, the fallouts, the reunions. It wasn't always perfect, but it was real. And now with Ozzy gone, Tony's left carrying that flame, not as a bandmate, but as a brother. So, yeah, Ozzy Osbourne may be gone from the stage, but in every scream, every riff, every soul that ever felt the power of his voice, he lives. This wasn't just a goodbye. This was a legacy sealed, forever.